Hey you guys, sun's a little bit in my eyes. I'm trying not to wear my sunglasses while I talk to you, but I'm squinting. But it's raining. Is anybody, and I started thinking, the devil's beating his wife. Did anybody else grow up hearing that phrase, when it's raining and sun shining, that the devil is beating his wife? And I think about that now. How morbid is that thought? Like, what a crazy thought. So I got all my groceries in the house, and Bennett made biscuits, and there's biscuits over there. I was eating a biscuit. So I was gonna just, I guess, talk to you guys, vent, spill the tea, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it. I should pour myself a glass of tea and spill the tea with you. So we're having a birthday party here tomorrow for Coda. We're not having a big one. It's like Jill's birthday, Bay's birthday, and Coda's birthday are all like back to back, boom, 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 kind of like our September birthdays. And so Jill is a little different this year. You know, her mom's not doing well. And she did something for Bay, like they do big girl stuff, you know, like her, Bay's friends, and they go do things and shop and go to the movies. And Bay doesn't want to have like a family piñata birthday party. She's too old for that, she thinks. So, but you can't tell Coda, let's wait a couple of weeks for your birthday party, because this weekend, my mom and my sister are supposed to be going out of town. Dustin may have to work. He still doesn't know if he's gonna be able to get off tomorrow, because he just took time off and went to Florida, and he's used up a lot of his vacation time. And sometimes with his management, he has to work on weekends. So anyway, Jill was like, kind of like, I don't know what to do for Coda. And I said, let's just have a little party at my house. And she's like, well, I don't even think anybody's gonna come. G and Kim's gonna be out of town, da 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 da. I think Stephanie and Buddy have something going on. And I said, well, let's just do what we can do. Let's have a little something for her. You can't tell her, wait 2 weeks, because she doesn't understand that. So Dustin's like, please don't go all out. Don't go crazy. So I got a little piñata from Amazon, a little ghost, and she likes ghosts. I ordered her a little 18-inch doll from Amazon, and I ordered Carly one similar for her birthday, and Carly, she wanted like a mermaid costume, so I found a little mermaid costume for her Barbie, or for her doll. And so Coda, I was able to get the little 18-inch doll, and it comes with 2 little Halloween costumes that she can switch out. So Coda's gonna love that. However, my email said possibly delivered Sunday instead of today. So hopefully it'll be here before the party. But I want to talk to you guys about neighbors. I'm having a slight issue with my neighbor. And my husband and I are not seeing eye to eye on this situation. I've never had neighbors, you guys. This is my first time. In Plum Grove, I didn't move here until, 8 years ago. And so for all of my life, it's just been my family. And we've always been able to sit down as a family and talk things out if there was a disagreement or something going on. This is the first time that I'm dealing with something, and I'm like, well, let me just talk to the girl about it. And Robert's like, no, you mind your own business. And I'm like, I think I should just talk to her about it. So let me tell you what's going on and see what you guys think about it. All right, so I got me a little cup of coffee. I still had some coffee left from this morning. I warmed it up. I thought I'd sit out here, my backyard, and just spill some tea. Get you a cup of coffee or a glass of iced tea, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there too. And just, let me just tell y'all what's going on. So when we bought this property here, it was 2 acres, and there was woods on both sides of us. And we knew it was narrow. Didn't think, you know, it's fine, it's 2 acres. You get the beautiful pond behind you. It's a really pretty piece of property. So, you know, we were really excited. So we bought it and we built the house. And for probably the first 4, maybe 5 years that we lived here, it was just woods on both sides. Well, someone bought the lot next to us, which was fine. And a young couple built a home there. And he was a police officer, and she was a stay-at-home mom. Real sweet couple, hardly ever came outside. And so, what you say, those are the best neighbors, they never come outside. Very neat, very clean, kept everything immaculate. And so, you know, oh, neighbors is great. Having neighbors is wonderful. So, so they lived there only like 2 years, and maybe 3 years, and they sold the house and they moved to somewhere else. So new neighbors move in. Very nice, sweet couple, young couple also. They have about a 2 or 3 year old little girl. And shortly after they move in, they start telling us that Rhaenyra barks too much. And Rhaenyra was young. We only had Rhaenyra for a couple of months, and they're like, she barks at us when we're in our backyard. And we're like, okay, so, you know, you guys are new, she's new, probably will take some time, but it became to where they were messaging Robert every day about Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra barks at us. She barks at us when we're in our backyard. She barks too much. So we said, okay, well, we'll try to fix that. But also, they got horses, 2 big thoroughbred, beautiful horses. And the horses there was no pasture fenced at that time. So their horses were literally in their yard, which is, I think, part of the reason why Rhaenyra was barking, because she wasn't used to seeing horses, and now they've got these horses like right up against our fence. And so Rhaenyra was kind of agitated by it, I guess, as a dog, you know, there's horses right there. So we tell them, all right, well, we're trying to be accommodating, so, you know, we want to have a good relationship. So we extended our privacy fence, and y'all saw that. We went way down. And so that, I think, has helped. Also, Rhaenyra's grown up and she's gotten used to that being there, so she doesn't really bark too much anymore, and that helped a lot. But what's happened now, they extended their backyard a little bit down so the horses would have a little bit more land. But what's happened now, we've been under a drought and there's no rain, and 2 horses eat down grass really fast. So there's no pasture space for the horses to go into that doesn't have, I guess, a significant amount of grass. And they're feeding their horses very well. Don't get me wrong. They're taking very good care of their horses. They're beautiful horses. But the horses lean over the fence to our side, and I guess the other side of their property, to try to get to the green grass because they don't have any. And so it's pushing our fence over. So Robert's gone out there a couple of times and he's tried to kind of fix the fence up a little bit. And I guess if you want adequate horse fence, you have to think about that, you know, when you get animals. Do I have adequate fencing for them? Are they going to be able to push this fence over? Is it, you know, livestock fence? Like, what kind of fence is it? And so clearly we didn't put up a fence for livestock. And we put all this fencing up when we first moved in. And it's not livestock fence. We just did it for, you know, our border, pretty much. Keep our dogs in. And so, I guess they noticed the fence is being pushed in. So this is where Robert and I have had this disagreement. So I came home from work Thursday, today's Saturday, and there is probably 100 T-posts down our fence. We live in a neighborhood where we have to pay HOA fees, and there's laws or rules, I guess, about your fencing, about all these different things. You have to get a barn approved. I had to get my chicken coop approved. And I'm like, in my front yard, there's all these T-posts down my fence line. And to be very honest with you, we have the privacy fence and we have the wrought iron fence, and then we have a little bit of what we call field fence. And now there's all these T-posts, and I think it looks ugly in the front yard. And they're green and white, and they just don't look very pretty. And then I walk to the backyard, and they're like every 4 foot or maybe 3 foot down that fence line all the way to the water are T-post. Okay, two things kind of bother me about that. One is, it looks ugly, to be very honest with you. It just doesn't look pretty. Like, if you drive around my neighborhood and you look in, what are we paying for in a restricted neighborhood if people can just put up any kind of fence they want? But 2, you guys know, because y'all told me how bad T-posts can be for a horse. And when we extended that little piece down there by the water, we made sure we did not put any T-posts down there. We put wood post, because y'all told me how bad T-posts work for horses. So I just told Robert, let me just message her. I'm friends with her somewhat. I give her eggs whenever I can. And, you know, I said, let me just message her and tell her, like, you know, how bad the T-post can be for the horses. And he's like, no, don't say anything. And I said, well, I really think I should, because maybe she doesn't know. Like, she's never had horses before. This is her first time. She's just, you know, she doesn't realize. Anyway, he told me no, and I messaged her. And I just told her, like, hey, in case you don't know, T-posts are really bad for the horses. And, you know, it's one thing in the back pasture, but it really kind of looks ugly in the front. Maybe we could do something different in the front. And anyway, she said, well, we're going out of town. We'll be gone the weekend, so we'll talk about it next week when we get home. And so Robert got mad at me and said, no, I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just minded my own business and not said anything. And I just thought that, why do I have to be quiet? Like, why? Like, why can't I just talk to her about it? I guess I'm used to just talking things out. And I'm like, well, you know, we extended our privacy fence, which was very expensive, but we did that to try to be better neighbors. So why can't I say, like, hey, you know, this is very dangerous for your animals. Plus, it looks a little ugly. Like, can we do something different here? That's all I was trying to get to. You know, how can we fix it? I'll even paint them. If I could paint them black or brown, they would look better. I'm going to show you guys. Here, look at this. There they are in the front yard. It was just wood posts, and then we had the wrought iron in the front. And we've even spoken about bringing the wrought iron up to hit the privacy fence. We just didn't really have the money for that right now. But then, let me zoom out. We go down, and they're all the way down. So many of them. And you guys, I'm not trying to be hateful. Please don't think I am, because I don't want anyone to think, oh, Tina, you're being so hateful right now. I just want, you know, I try to make my place looks nice so your place looks nice. And then Robert said, the only thing he's upset about is they didn't ask him before they tied onto his fence. He said, that's the only thing that upsets me, is they should have asked me before they started hooking their T-post to my fence, because I put this fence up. Robert's very particular about things, but you can see the T-posts are everywhere. On that side of the property, all the way down, everywhere. Their horses are beautiful. I have no issue with horses at all. I love horses. But if you see across the lake over there, that house that has that white wooden fence, that would be better for horses because it's wooden and they wouldn't be able to push it over, and they wouldn't be able to hurt themselves on a T-post. That would have probably been a better option, having like some kind of a wooden fence. I see a lot of fences like that on horse ranches and horse farms. Anyway, I'm glad you guys listened to me. Hope you don't think I'm a bad person because I said this. I just want to live in harmony. Just want to live in harmony. Well, you guys, I'm gonna post this video, and I'm kind of nervous about the comments because y'all have never been mean to me in the comments. And I hope that if I'm just being a busybody, say it nicely to me, please. I'm Tina, and I'm living off the hill. Bye.